When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. I'm here with Kotobuki Jake.
Hi.
And we're here to show you what we got.
Yes.
Alright, well...
Show us what you got, Foo.
I got a variety of stuff. I'm back to trying to go through things at random. I've got a pile of things that I need to show off, and we only do these 5 at a time. Which is good, because if I just showed off everything, we'd have a really long video and then probably nothing else for weeks on end. So, I guess I'll go ahead and get us started.
Yes.
So, first one is the Trancers Collection.
Ooh.
Yes. This has Trancers 1 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those futuristic sci-fi type things. I'm trying to see. It's about people with psychic powers and just sci-fi / horror type stuff. I ended up getting Trancers 6 for free. So I said, okay, for $10 I can get the rest of the films and then I'll have a complete collection. So now I have this. You might see Trancers one day.
Yeah.
I pick it up, but
All right. So,
don't have a lot on that one.
actually, I am unfortunately none of mine this week actually are things I've seen. So a lot of this I'm going on merely on supposition and what have you. But I mentioned this ongoing auction that I'm still following for this bidder that's got, or this seller that's putting up tons of Criterion stuff on eBay. And I have a few more of those films to share with you this week. And I have to admit, last week I had one that I was very familiar with and one that I at least knew well by name. This week's are going to be ones that I'm much less familiar with. I have them mainly because they are Criterion. But again, you can't really pass up some of these buys. Yeah. And I'm very intrigued by all of these films that I've got. The first one is a film from 1961 called A Taste of Honey. And it is, I believe, based on a play that's supposedly a very popular or well-regarded play about a young girl who finds herself befriending someone that would not be looked on kindly by those in her circle. And apparently her mother and she do not get along very well and all this kind of stuff. I know relatively little about this film otherwise, but again, it looks like a great opportunity to improve my Criterion collection. This does have some pretty good bonus features to it. It just actually, wait, did I say American? I meant it's a British film. I don't know what I said the first, but British film.
It's about beekeepers.
Yes, exactly. I don't know. There may be beekeepers in there. We'll find out. But one that I am very much looking forward to. I have a video that will be posted hopefully in the next week or so. I've got some edits I want to do, so probably not until next week. But I have started going through my Criterion collection and doing reviews per disc. It's going to take a long time because some of these have a lot of bonus features. But it's something to look forward to.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So my next one is one that I've seen a long time ago and should probably have been out here a long time ago, but I just never came on it to present. And that is Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, wow. Shiny.
You can see the shiny case.
Ooh.
And this is a Blu-ray DVD digital. And again,
Awesome
I actually
movie.
believe that this is the best of the Thor movies by
yeah.
far.
Oh, yeah.
And probably one of the better Marvel movies. It has a lot more humor. Very well done. And it is the film you would see pretty much right before you watch the newest Avengers movie, because it runs right into it.
Mm-hmm.
So, great acting. Very enjoyable. It's a fun, action-packed ride from start to finish. You won't regret seeing the film. I regret only not seeing it in theaters.
Yes.
Much like Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'm sure.
Both theatrical movies.
So I can now put this next to my copy of Thor and Thor Dark World.
Mm-hmm. Very good. All right. So my next one is probably the one I'm most looking forward to based on the basic description of the movie. Mm-hmm. Another Criterion release. This is a Japanese film from 1968 called Death by Hanging. And it's supposedly apparently this is British New Wave and this is Japanese New Wave. So we have a new wave theme here. But it's apparently a political satire about a Korean man who is sentenced to die in Japan, but survives. And the authorities don't know what to do about it. It just sounds fun. It sounds like an interesting setup there. And this one does not have an enormous number of bonus features. It's kind of disappointing, really. But then again, some of these films were not that well known. So I guess what they can dig up is fairly impressive that they can get that much. But it's probably good that some of them have less than others, because then I can do more of those reviews in a timely manner. But like I said, this one just looks fun, and I'm looking forward to it, probably to follow one of the drier choices.
Well, this next one is pretty cool because it finishes a series.
Oh.
And that is Adventure Time, the final seasons. I love the little Adventure Time DVDs. I mean, you've got the little cutout. I don't know if you can see where it has cut out a Flame Princess there. I've seen a majority of this, but when I started collecting the DVDs, I stopped because I'll just watch the rest on physical media instead of streaming. And it's got, I can't think of which seasons are on it. I think there's like 8 or 9 seasons total. And I can't remember which of the other seasons were here. I'm trying to find it. That's the reason why it's taking a moment. But again, if you haven't seen it, the art style was a bit of a turn-off for me at first. But, and we talked about this also in our review of Perfect Blue.
Yeah.
When we were talking at Inside Movies Galore. This really was, to me, this is a good example of one that appeals very well to children and very well to adults at the same time. More so to adults as it goes on, and it kind of builds that maturity level as it moves.
Yeah.
And that's good because children can grow with this. This series has been going on for almost a decade. So many of the children are either late teens or early adults at this point. So I think it really does a good job of growing with the cast, with the audience, and is a very deep and well-written show. The animation style does take some getting used to, but you give yourself some time with it, you get to appreciate it every time. I've shown you a couple episodes.
Yeah, what I've seen, it was actually quite entertaining, but I haven't gotten to see a huge amount. Yeah. All right, so my next one. From a fanciful animation from very recent to way back in the day, and a very stark black and white kind of, another Japanese film. This is called The Naked Island. It comes from 1960, and this is apparently, they describe it as documentary-like, dialogue-free portrayal, daily struggle. That just sounds so exciting. But it could be
so
really...
Criterion.
What? Yeah, it does. It does. It could be very good. It could be very good. Again, not a huge amount of bonus features, but it looks like there's some good stuff. There's an appreciation of the film by Benicio del Toro.
Wow.
Interesting. This could be a pretty good one. Two very, very different, theoretically, very different Japanese films. I think it'll be interesting to kind of compare and contrast. And, well, one day I'll get to it.
So for our next trick,
Yes.
this one is a video game. I really didn't want to pay this much for it. The good thing is I am a part of the Best Buy Gamers Club, which means I get 20% off of my purchases.
Nice.
And that was for a game called Dragon Quest XI.
Ah.
Now, of course, the main art style is based off of Akira Toriyama, who most people know from Dragon Ball Z. And for those people who aren't familiar with Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior as it was when I was a child, what rock are you living under? Apparently one that's never heard of video games.
Well, I've heard of it.
Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest was pretty much the straight up rival of Final Fantasy when it came to role-playing games. They come out a little bit more slowly, but this is a big deal in Japan. You know, in Japan, when a Dragon Quest game comes out, they make it a holiday. In Japan, they let people stay home from work because they know that they're going to get it and they're going to spend the first full day playing it.
Nice.
That is just how popular this game series is there. It's not as popular here, and this gets me into why I purchased this.
Yeah.
Because I did not want to purchase this for the full $60, which I didn't. I actually purchased it for 20% more, less than that. So
20% more?
less than that, yeah. So that's another $12 off, which is pretty
Nice.
good. It's just Square Enix, so now the rivals are in the same club now. They had said these aren't doing so well, so here's our deal. If this does not sell well, we don't need to release any more Dragon Quest games in the United States. I'm like, okay, gotta get it. And they are great. They are great games. I've beaten a couple of them. I've beaten the first one. I've beaten the third one. I've beaten the seventh one. And I haven't beaten any of the others. So I've played the eighth one, and it's really darn good. And I have a number of them available. I just got to get to it. RPGs just take so long.
Yep.
So that's Dragon Quest.
All right. And for my last one from the Criterion pickups this week, this entire bundle,
Can't keep up with that.
I think this entire bundle cost about $50. So that was what is that? About $12.50 per basically is the average. This one is one of the really recent ones. It probably shouldn't have gotten a Criterion release yet, but it looks intriguing. It's a German film from 2014 called Phoenix. And it takes place post-World War II, where a disfigured cabaret singer gets reconstructive surgery and reconnects with her husband, who she thinks sold her out to the Nazis, and he doesn't realize it's her. And so they do this weird sort of, it's an intriguing premise. I don't really know. And frankly, in terms of overall bonus features, this one is not too skimpy on bonus features. This would be like a deluxe edition release.
Oh, pretty good.
But it's not Criterion level. They're supposed to have like 5 or 6 hours of excessive bonus features. But this does look pretty cool. I'm a big fan of contemporary German cinema from what I've seen. So I'm looking forward to really all of these. But definitely looking forward to it. Yeah.
Well, that's German cinema for you.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of certain types of cinema, I have gotten to have a recent love of steelbooks.
Ah.
And I like to convert things to steelbooks when I can, if it's cheap. And there's one that's a particular series, and I got 2 movies in the series converted, and almost every season of the TV series converted. And that is The Evil Dead. This is the original.
Oh.
I think I presented the remake last week.
I think you did, yes.
A week before last. But this one was done in 79. I was born in 79. So this was on the year I was born. This is the original Ash.
Was it 79? I don't know why I was thinking it was later than that.
Oh, yeah. It was, well, you could say it's 2016 if you look at the release of this thing.
No, I was thinking like 82. Maybe that was...
79 is the right here. I mean,
that's when it's
summer '69. A group of Detroit friends with $375,000.
No, I mean, I see what you mean.
Okay, sorry, 82, but not late in the 80s.
Right.
So
yeah,
very early.
And I'm trying to look at the credits here and not seeing.
But you got Sam Raimi and of course everybody's favorite Bruce Campbell in it.
No, I was specifically looking. They don't have the editor listed on here. The editor of this film was Joel Cohen. That was his first film credit. So,
but I'm glad to get this on Blu-ray. I mean, and I've upgraded this not only to Blu-ray, but I've upgraded it to a Steelbook. The only movie in the trilogy that's not out on Steelbook is the second one, which is where they started going from what pretty much was nearly straight horror with a very light comedy to more horror comedy. And then with the third movie, Army of Darkness, they just kind of threw out the horror entirely, and it was just all comedy. So, again, great film. You should definitely check it out. And I'm done.
All right. And my last one is a pretty big one. Financially, it was a big one. This was the expensive buy. But it was a good buy. Every now and then, when you're doing eBay, every now and then you'll be offered a second chance bid. It doesn't happen often for me at all. I'm not even sure. I think it's happened maybe once before.
Oh yeah, I've had it a couple times.
This was one where the winning bid, I think, was $84, $85 for this item. Or at least including shipping, it would have been $84 or $85. I don't remember exactly. And they apparently reneged on it. And I was offered to get it for my top bid, which was $70, but they wanted $9 shipping, so $79.
Yeah.
But this is something that the cheapest I had ever seen it on sale was about $89. So it's still a $10 savings. And this is a rare and out-of-print collection that I really wanted. And, you keep talking about NIS. I have an excuse to launch into an NIS series. I have the complete series collection for A Lull in the Sea.
Oh, that's awesome.
The nice, complete series
That's the premium
collection.
one, too.
It is the premium. It comes with a nice little art book, like most of their stuff. Their premium stuff comes with the nice art books with the characters and the art and all that stuff. It comes with the soundtrack, which is awesome. Unfortunately, the themes are TV size, but
at least they have the themes.
They do have the themes. I'd rather have TV size than nothing. And then you have, this is the one part that I'm the least happy about. In fact, I'm kind of ticked about this. Each one of these jewel cases is one disc. They could have easily...
Slight waste of space.
It's
right
a waste.
There.
They could easily have packaged all 3 discs into one jewel case.
Well, I can actually show you that they can.
Yeah.
I mean,
But you do have all 3 discs. And I will admit, I don't know much about this series at all. I just know that it was an NIS set that was one of the last things they put out.
yeah.
Yep. You had the...
all the episodes on just 2.
Yeah, the standard editions. Okay. But that's the standard editions of the series. But yeah, this was one of the last series that they acquired and put out. This was one of only 3 complete series premium sets they did. They did a complete series for Toradora and one for Cardcaptor Sakura. So I have 2 of the 3. I'm still holding out hope for Toradora. But this is very cool. I paid more than I really should have. But again, the cheapest I'd seen this set go was about $89. So 79's not bad. And
I have none of those.
I will have to play that very soon. This will be a top priority. Probably the next series I'll launch into. Yeah.
So with that being said, we're running a little bit over on time, so we're going to let you go. But let us know what you've picked up this week down in the comments below. And of course, be sure to like, subscribe, and share.
Yes.
Because sharing is caring after all. And we will see you on the next one.
Goodbye.